Concerning the voice notes that I said about the kiruv that the Rebbe gave to Harav Yolles, I would like to go into the details and explain exact details of what happened, because it shows how much the Rebbe was mekarev him and how much the Rebbe was careful of not to embarrass chas v'sholom somebody. And it's an important lesson to all of us how careful we have to be not to embarrass somebody. So I want to relate the lashonos of the letters that the Rebbe, the zetla that the Rebbe wrote to the Vada Masader. And I'm going to read the Hebrew and translate it into English. The Rebbe wrote like this: Levada Masader Sheyichye. The heading was, this is to the Vada Masader. This is written with the Rebbe's Ksav Yad Kodesh. Nivhalti lehivoda hayim. I was amazed to find out today, and the Rebbe writes, which day is it? Ledalet Kislev, in parentheses, this is the night towards the 4th of Kislev. Shebehisvade Sa'ovro, that in the last Fabrengen, and in parentheses he writes, the Vov Tishrei, and then he says, which was Naseres Mitshuve, twice underlined the word Naseres Mitshuve. That this person's chair was tied with iron chains to the table, etc. And for sure, it's not my kavanah to make from something where I am participating, to turn it into embarrassing somebody else. Like we know what the Chazal say about this. Therefore, Baal ha'amtzoah hanal, the one that came up with this hamtzoah, with this idea, and the word hamtzoah is in Yershayim in quotations. Be'im hu mechavre vadam sader, in parentheses, says, if he is from a member in the vadam sader, teikev u'mayat ispater me'avad. So right away he should resign from the vad. This the Rebbe wrote as an aleph. He said, therefore, aleph number one is this. Bay is the second thing. The ikir, the main thing is underlined. Yovik sav mechile mipleini shamoch alevechulu. He should bring a written mechile from that person that he was meichel. And then Gimel, the Rebbe writes, Shar chavrei havad, the other members of the vad, be'im lehoiso yodem b'mal hanal, if their hand was not in this problem, and I didn't see the end of that settle, but it seems that so they are out of the picture, there is no problem. So there was a letter written to the Rebbe, dated Le'yem Yudalet Kislev Tov Shin Lamed Aleph, and they write to the Rebbe that this Hamtzoah is not something new, this Hamtzoah was there before, and they did it once before, and they thought this is the best thing, and they spoke to other people, and everyone agreed that this was the best thing to do. But now, they say, after we got it settled from the Rebbe, we are mitztayed that this is what happened, and we have charote, and since we all were part of this, so therefore, we are all resigning from the vad. And we're asking a bracha from the Rebbe, that the Rebbe should Mikan al-Haba only be Geirem Nachas Ruch to the Rebbe. And the answer of the Rebbe was like this: Bichlal, Loy legales chesorn shel pleini hudover godel v'chulu. Not to be megala, not to reveal a negative trait of somebody is a great thing. Which is a saying, therefore, if you want to cover up on this one person who came up with the hamtzoah and you're taking the blame because you don't want to be megala his chesorn, it's a great thing. Aval rak be'im ein negei ledim bepeil, but only if it's not negei to dim bepeil. Sha'oz hu ha'heper, then is the opposite, and the word heper is underlined. And then the Rebbe adds, be'im emes hadover, if it's true, shedas kol achsumim hoiso lahalbin pnei Rabbi Yisrael Yoshis, if it is true what you guys are writing, that all the people who signed the whole Vada Masader, their kavona was also to embarrass a Rov, Yoshish, an older Rov, Kayan, and he's a Kayan, She'af pam leiro isiv Yoshem be'isvades, I never saw him once even sleeping by Fabrengen, Shemitaltel atzmei l'inseil isvades, that he bothers himself to come to the Fabrengen, V'yeshev mitchila v'atzof, and he sits from the beginning to the end. And then in parentheses, the Rebbe writes, the greatest difference, the difference between him and the Rabboni Avanash that come to Fabrengen. And the Rebbe writes, Shemeya uma'anyan b'hamaduber. He listens, and he's interested, underline the word Shemeya ma'anyan, in what is spoken about. V'kol ze eina machshif lemesiras nefesh b'peil l'kvedi. And he doesn't even think it's a mesiras nefesh b'peil for my covet. And lahalbinei dafke barabim, and embarrass him dafke barabim. And dafke by hisvad, as dafke by a fabrengen, shall kolponim tzorech liyas chisadusi, at least it's supposed to be a chassidish fabrengen. Harei loyla anoshim ke'elu liyas mesadrim, hisvad as chisadusi. So these people are not the people to be mesader, a chassidish fabrengen. Sharei is a dover v'yifucha, because it's a contradiction in itself, kimuven, as we understand, v'lei yatzliach, v'mom yatzliach. Le'idach gisa, on the other hand, be'im ein hadovor kein, but if it's not so, v'rak shebo l'chapes al echad mehem, that they really didn't all participate, they only wanted to cover up on one of them, then tzorich iyun, the Rebbe says, we have to think, tzidarf me mevater zayin ala schus v'ho'inyan liyas havadam sader. Do you have to forego the inyan of havadam sader, that you should resign, and maybe you should not resign? Then the next part, I will say in the next broadcast.